Well, hello there, Scorpio. How are you? It's always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're going to take a look at what November has in store. So let's jump into it. Let's see what's on the horizon. Okay, Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. I'm also going to say, they're pointing in that out, it is the number 40, and so that's reduced to a 4, and the 4 is all about home, okay? You've had a lot of home energy in your readings lately. But this is about tending to the small things, especially in either your home environment, or the people that are included in what you would call your home, okay? And that could be good friends and extended family and stuff, but it's a focus on home. Now, I also am going to point out that most of November is in Mercury retrograde. Okay, so retrogrades are sometimes times where we're going back and revisiting things around the home from times ago. Okay, so going back and revisiting some things that happened in your childhood or in previous homes that you owned or something like that. It doesn't mean that that person or that situation is actually coming back onto your path, but a lot of times, and especially since you're so intuitive, Scorpio, you could be dreaming about a previous home or a previous home situation, or an energy around a family member or something coming back around to help you to have another look at something, right? Perhaps to learn something more about yourself or that person, or even a little bit about allowing yourself to reassess what your home, your family means to you. Okay, there's something here about reassessing that. And I feel as though this is something, because it says tend to the small things, right? It's a little bit of energy of understanding that you might be kind of like thinking, big picture, too much, a little bit of big picture. This is like going back and picking up a little bit of the energy of soul retrieval, to be honest, right? Going back and picking up pieces of your soul that you left in previous times. Really very spiritual. Yeah, because this is helping you to break trail by allowing yourself. And I know, Scorpio, some of you, the mouse is very, flitters around a lot, right? Kind of scurries around. This is the energy. You could be really busy in life. You could be scurrying around. You could have some other goals in mind that you are focusing on. But if something keeps coming back around, okay, a memory from the past, or, just kind of like deja vu, a little bit of that energy, allowing yourself to recognize there's something here to take a look at that is going to help you to break trail and make a lot of progress, evolution, growth in this 1 month. Really beautiful energy. Yeah, there's something around fear, but look at your energy is coming out. The transformation card, the death card, right? There's something that you may be even afraid to take a look at. It's kind of like, I'll just scurry around and be busy and not tend to this thing. It could be something in your house, like, you have a little bit of a leaky pipe, or an electrical switch that's not really working properly, right? And you're kind of like, well, I'll get to that when I get to it, right? It's a little bit of that energy. What is going on? Are you fearful? It's a bigger problem underneath, right? This could even have something to do with your health, like you're concerned, right? You don't want to go to the doctor because you're like, oh, I don't want to discover something that is deeper, kind of like that fear. I can relate to that, right? There's something here about allowing yourself to recognize that there is a part of you where this is all going, is that you have the honoring path and the unfinished symphony. There's something here about recognizing you're having this breakthrough, right? With the transformation card, an old way of viewing something or viewing a situation, a person, a mindset, a belief is coming to an end, so that you can allow yourself to step into this beautiful energy of a more authentic version of yourself. You're allowing some part of yourself that, I will have to say, feels like it's coming from your childhood family or your upbringing, or is somebody in your family's kind of thinking about, home, family, whatever this may be. Allowing yourself to recognize, okay, that mindset no longer works for me, right? You could have been living by that mindset. You could have believed that mindset for some time, but you're understanding that that mindset is holding you back from what it is that your heart truly desires, being able to step boldly, okay, into a new chapter. You're having to allow yourself to say, okay, this unfinished symphony, this is like putting something to bed, right? It's kind of like, I'm going to have that conversation. I'm going to call and make that doctor's appointment. I'm going to, whatever it is, right? I'm going to call the plumber and figure out why that faucet is always dripping. This is the energy of understanding that there's something small in your life that is helping you to clear out an old mindset or belief or whatever it is. Allowing yourself to recognize, oh, this is pivotal. This is pivotal. And happy birthday, Scorpio. I am going to have your year ahead reading up this weekend. So please be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you have a tower coming in. There's something coming in very, very out of the blue, right? It's kind of like, this is already gnawing you. It's kind of like you're so intuitive, right? I have a Scorpio rising. It's kind of like sometimes we have a hard time differentiating between fear and intuition. It's like perhaps you're thinking there's something much more wrong, okay, with that leaky faucet or whatever is kind of like gnawing away at you. Right? It could be a relationship. It could be something about your home itself, the structure or the things in it. But this is something that is coming in. This is a breakthrough. This tower is a breakthrough. It's breaking down some old paradigms so that you can see, right, this more authentic version of yourself. There's something very inspirational about this. You have the Ace of Wands and the community. There's something about community, family units, friends, the part that you play in it. Understanding perhaps that you've been in environments before where you weren't honored. And allowing yourself to recognize that it wasn't because you aren't special, right? The truth of the matter is that the environment, the community you were in didn't see it, didn't recognize it. It's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize that you can't identify yourself based on whoever this community represents to you. This could be in your workplace, in your home environment. This feels very family kind of oriented, okay? Your friend group, like allowing yourself to recognize. I feel like you're breaking out of like feeling like I have to appease these people, please these people, right? Allowing yourself to recognize, no, wait a minute. When I allow myself to understand who I am and what I truly believe, instead of allowing myself to inherit, to be conditioned to believe a certain thing, then all of a sudden you're finding like a new community. This could be a new soul tribe community. You've had a lot of moving, literally moving houses in your readings lately, it could be that you're moving to a new community. You're understanding, no, I just don't fit in. There's nothing wrong with these people that are around me. Perhaps you feel like you have to prove yourself, or you're always on edge or whatever. It's kind of like, no, all I have to do is allow myself to find that new soul tribe, to find people that get me, that understand me, right? And it's kind of like, even though it may be, kind of painful or whatever, you're just saying, okay, I'm just allowing myself to be around people that do support me, that do see all of this, because this is what you have. You have the Three of Cups, right? It's kind of like reuniting. It could be reuniting with people from the past. It could be this energy of wanting to gain back a sense of community, unity, family that you haven't had in a long time. It's kind of like, well, I had that previously. I want to allow myself to go back to that. It could be allowing yourself to recognize what kind of family you want to create in this lifetime, because Pluto is in your fourth house, okay, of family, home, those types of connections, right? And it's there for the next 20 years. So this is really helping you to understand you may be breaking out of, the kind of environment that you grew up in. You're kind of like, okay, that doesn't really work for me anymore. That's not who I want to be around. That's not who I want to raise my children around. That I want something different. So perhaps you're moving from the small town to a big city, or vice versa, right? Or maybe you're in the suburbs and you want to move to somewhere that's rural, right? Having more space, being closer to nature. There's this energy that you're understanding it's okay to not want what your family or people around you have wanted you to have. Either you're allowing yourself to say, this is what I want, and being kind of like, yeah, this is what I want, and I'm going after it. No more conversations about what I should do, right? Or allowing yourself to recognize, why have I tried to emulate, that's the word that's coming through, emulate what other people have had in my family? Why am I trying to go down that same path or whatever? This is the energy of really seeing clearly why you want to create the home, the family environment that you desire to have. And it's so fitting with Pluto in your, because we do have Pluto here, Pluto in your fourth house. Really and truly allowing yourself to say, yeah, when do I feel the most supported? And what types of relationships am I wanting to feel that emotional support? Who do I want to emotionally support? Right? Because you got to have the give and the take. Allowing yourself to recognize, right, that I feel like you're going through a big change of what it is that you want out of your home, perhaps your neighborhood, your community that you live in. How I feel like there's something here about getting active in your community. Like, we're all going to go out like in the olden days, we're all going to raise the barn together. We're going to plow the fields together, right? We all get together. It's kind of like a social event, but we're all helping each other out too, right? It could be that you're kind of like understanding. I don't want to be a mouse just running around in my house by myself. I want to get out there. I want to celebrate. I want to be with other people that are like-minded. I want to feel as though I'm part of a community, and at the same time can be my own individual self. Very Aquarian energy here. Okay, let's clarify this one thing. Yeah, I think you're kind of like, you're trying to, Queen of Pentacles, home and hearth. What do you want your home to feel like? What do you want it to smell like? What do you want it to look like? Right? It's kind of like this energy of just stopping for a moment and asking yourself those questions, and then asking yourself, okay, because we're starting a new 9-year cycle. So 9 years from now, what do you want your home to feel like? What do you want the sounds in your home to, sound like? Do you want soft music or hard rock? Do you want children laughing, or do you want arguing? Right? Allowing yourself to recognize, even going back to your childhood home. What did you enjoy about that childhood home? What would you like to improve on? Right? Allowing yourself to recognize, this is a great time. You're reassessing and you're making decisions. Okay. And this is a little bit of that crossroads kind of energy, right? It's kind of like, I'm going to protect what it is that I really and truly want for myself, my family, my home. That is becoming a little bit of a priority, right? And allowing yourself to recognize that there's part of you that also wants to be a part of a community, right? You really are longing for that sense of belonging. Wow, powerful. Okay, so Scorpio, let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Yeah, who am I ready to forgive? Okay, so whenever we're going through these types of transformations, and I feel like you're going through kind of a big one, makes sense. We're at the end of a 9-year. We're also at the end of a 9-year cycle, since 2025 is a 9-year. That means we're planting new seeds in 2026 for the next 9 years. And when we're transitioning from one cycle into the other, right, it's not just a switch that goes on and off, but it is about allowing ourselves to let go of old mindsets, old beliefs, right, and regrets. Okay, it can be about allowing ourselves to forgive others that have hurt us on the path, especially in the last 9 years. Allowing ourselves to forgive ourselves for any part that we played in that, right? That taking accountability, at least to ourselves, for the part that we played, and allowing ourselves to then forgive ourselves, because we're all trying to grow, right? Everybody is trying to grow. Nobody's walking around doing it perfectly. And allowing yourself to give yourself some grace, okay, also allows you to be open to giving others grace too. Doesn't condone anybody's actions, but it is the energy of allowing yourself to let go of the rope. That's what it's kind of like, that energy of understanding that there could be people from the past that you kind of have this tension with. Okay, there could be people today that you have tension with, especially in your home environment, right? Allowing yourself to recognize, I'm just letting go of the rope. There's no one that's right. There's no one that's wrong here. Right? Allowing yourself to walk away from the judgments and just kind of focus on what's good for me. What's good for me and my immediate family, because you have the Queen of Pentacles, right? What's good for me? Nurturing. This is an energy of nurturing, being financially stable, taking good care of your money, taking good care of your home and of the people in it, right? And tend to the small things. The Queen of Pentacles really and truly does that. She doesn't let bills go unpaid, or right, or people not to have food, right? She is very nurturing and caring, responsible, reliable, and very grounded. This is an energy of, I'm grounding my energy and I'm really creating a solid foundation for who I am and who I want to be, as either perhaps a mother, a homeowner, could be even a father, right? Allowing yourself to recognize, who do I want to be? Understanding that you're stepping into that. You're kind of like, okay, this is who I want to be as the Queen of Pentacles. This is how I'm going to take care of my home. I'm going to take care of the people I love. I'm going to take good care of myself. Queen of Pentacles takes very good care of herself. So one of the things here is that it says it is time to let go, forgive, and move onward. Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? And that's exactly what this card is. There's a resistance to letting to forgiving someone or yourself, okay? Because a lot of times we're more apt to forgive other people, but we sometimes can have a hard time forgiving ourselves. So it says, write a forgiveness letter, then practice the Ho'oponopono prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. And the Ho'oponopono prayer, it's a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. It is a beautiful prayer. It only has 4 lines, but allow yourself to take those 4 lines and really write it out as a letter. We have a full moon in Taurus coming up. This would be a wonderful time to write a letter to each of the people that you are allowing yourself to say, I'm forgiving, perhaps even allowing yourself to say, they're not moving forward with me. I'm releasing them. But by releasing them, you're also releasing yourself, right? So write these letters to people that you'd like to release or to forgive. And then also write one to yourself, Scorpio. And then on the full moon, you're not sending these letters. You're really just burning them. You're releasing the energy, the tension in that relationship to the ethers. And the Ho'oponopono prayer says, I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. It really helps you to focus on the love in the relationship instead of the pain in the relationship, allowing yourself to recognize that no matter what, right? We're all souls, and sometimes we have to allow ourselves to love others from a distance. And sometimes we can forgive and still have them in our life, right? It's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize, who do I want to be around? And I want to have good relationships with these people. That's why forgiveness is so important. And practicing forgiveness, even if you want to release these people and move on into a new chapter without them, allowing yourself to recognize that forgiveness is a skill, right? It's a tool so that we can keep our relationships in balance. We have to allow ourselves to keep in mind that other people are growing, we're growing, allowing them grace, allowing ourselves grace. It does not mean, right, that we have unbalanced or toxic relationships, right? We're allowing ourselves to have healthy boundaries. You have the 7 of Wands, allowing yourself to recognize, right, your part in perhaps any of the relationships from the past. It's just a sense of really reassessing who is going forward with me and who is not, and doing that from a loving position, right? Not, well, they did this, so I'm not taking them forward. Allowing yourself to recognize, is that energy be mended? Am I willing to forgive, forget, and allow them to come forward with me, or not? Right? And at the same time, recognizing that if we want to receive forgiveness from others, we also have to be willing to forgive others. It's a give and take type of energy. So, yeah, this is a beautiful, I feel like the month of November, especially with that Mercury retrograde, almost the entire month, you're kind of like going back and you're allowing yourself to recognize, right? The people perhaps from the past that it's time to either allow yourself to let go in that loving way of forgiveness, of grace, or it's about reassessing some of your relationships that you have now, trying to figure out who's moving forward and who's not, and not based really on a sense of obligation, but really a sense of understanding, right? That we all have our own quirks and ways of being, right? And allowing yourself to recognize how you can better communicate your needs and desires to those people that are in your life, and how you can give back. There is this energy of giving back, whether that's like volunteering in your community or to your neighbors or to your friends and family. How to give back in that same emotional support. There's something here about emotional support, wanting to give that to others to also help open your heart to receiving it. Yeah, beautiful energy here. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. I really and truly appreciate all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.